welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is a life well spent. My name is Kelly, and on this channel, I'm documenting my financial journey. And one of the types of videos that I do, which is today's video, is I show you how I close out my budget for the month. This is actually April's budget, but I use my real numbers. I have a spreadsheet that I built myself that seems to make sense for me. I'm sure there's fancier spreadsheets that do fancier things, but this one right now is actually kind of working for me, and I'm digging some of the things that I'm able to do with it. But without further ado, we'll see how I did in April. All right, so here we go. My actual income this month, I budgeted 3,500. It's $3,645.28. I made a change to my HSA contributions, and I honestly wasn't really sure what that was going to look like. I'm putting more in, which means there's a deduction that can be taken out. So I just at this point was like, well, anyone's guess. So it looks like moving forward, I'll have a better amount. Now, next month is a 3 pay month, so it is going to be off again a little bit. And actually, now that I think about it, I sell vacation days in June, and I'll have 5 days I can sell, and I'll be kind of right back in the same boat of not quite sure exactly how much that's going to mean. And then in July, hopefully a raise will take effect. So it will be August until I can actually get that right. Anyway, I just realized all that right now. $105 from my mom. My mom and I share a couple of things. We share some subscription services. We share, she gives me $50 to put into a brokerage account for my niece, and she puts 50 in, I put 50 in, but rather than her just sending it directly, she gives it to me first. I don't really know why, but that's just how we started doing it. Um, and then we are on the same cell phone plan, so she pays me for that. So that's what that amount is. And I just do this to kind of keep track of. She has one for me that's basically like things I owe her. She's got a line item for me too. So we just kind of keep track of money that goes where. Miscellaneous extra income. This is $204.78. And I really don't recall what that income was. So total income $3,955.06. I have my chair is on wheels and it just like slid back weirdly. I'm sure that my miscellaneous extra income is probably gift cards. I've said this before, but like I have a bunch of like here's a $50 Cabela's gift card that I got probably as like a cashback thing, or like somebody got it for me for Christmas or my birthday or something. And yeah, I've got so many of these things lying around that I'm really trying to use them, which is hard because I don't want to just buy things wastefully, but I also don't want these to go to waste either. So I'm trying to be really discerning about what I'm buying and like whether or not I really do need to buy that, or really, really want that thing, rather than just buy and just have something. But also, I don't want to waste it and like lose it. So I have an idea. I think I might buy. Um, I can probably buy some like the water filter that I use. I just replace it every year because I don't feel like messing with water when I'm out hiking. So I think I might just use it for that. We'll see. It's not going to use all of it. The things are only like $25 or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe I can get it 2 years worth. Anyway, mortgage 688.77. That is the principal, interest, PMI, all of the things. So I'm pretty okay with that. I I mean, I'd like to pay less. It'd be nice if I only have one bathroom. So I've thought about taking a roommate on, but I don't know that I really want to share a bathroom with a stranger, or ask a stranger to share a bathroom with me. So kind of stuck. Electric, $46.15. Natural gas, 104.85. March. This is March's gas and electric. Really, like I get the bill in April, so I consider it April, but it's technically my usage in March, for the most part. But I don't care. It makes more sense for me to do it this way. Sewer 63, that's a flat rate. Water, I budgeted 25 because I expected to use more for some cleaning stuff, like I'm going to pressure wash my house and things like that, which I didn't get around to doing. So I'm back down to 18.98, which is what I typically spend. Garbage, it was not a garbage month. May is actually a garbage month. I pay that quarterly. Internet, $58, that's a flat rate. I'm actually gonna have to change that because they gave me, a prorated rate, so I actually have, like, I don't know, like, $5 or $6 worth of credit, so I'm gonna if I think about it, which I did not think about it for May, but for June, if I think about it, I will adjust it. And I might just let the money ride in there because I'm sure there'll be a time when they adjust fees and whatnot. Anyway, cell phone, $36.54. Groceries, $293.80. And woo, that was close. I've been doing pretty well with groceries, but last month was a bit of a hot mess. $7.50 for life insurance. I actually um discovered I thought that was monthly. The money moved monthly from my checking account to my savings account, but I only pay for that quarterly, which probably should have known that, but I did not. Gas 109.57. House garden, I didn't spend anything. Restaurant only $38.68. Fitness $40.72. It is expensive, but it pays for the Y where I go. And it's the only place that's got pools. So c'est la vie. Miscellaneous 112.98. My niece's brokerage $100. Again, that's 50 for me, 50 for my mother. My brokerage account $70.83. I think this is actually the month where I figured this out. But and I said this I think in my April budget video, and you'll hear it again in my May budget video if you watch it. I realized that in maxing out my contributions to my Roth IRA and my HSA, I was like 900 some dollars. I mean, you can do the math. And I thought, man, I'm almost to an even thousand. So why don't I just like I will sacrifice $70.83 somewhere, right? That's less $70.83 less a month of fun money. And I will do that. That way I'm putting $1,000 a month into some type of investment account or retirement account. So I'm pretty psyched about that. Roth IRA, $500. I I just had the contribution set up before the changes that allowed more money to get put in every year, and I just really didn't feel like fixing the auto. So basically, I just go in and add an extra 100, like when it's a 3-pay month, or I did it with my tax return in February. So I'm not changing it again. It's just gonna stay that way. Mom stuff, $116.56. I forget what I bought for her. I think a couple of different things for her yard, but yeah. Again, it's not really something I budget for, but this is just how we kind of keep track of how much I buy. I don't buy a lot for her anymore, but when my dad was still alive and my mom really couldn't go anywhere, um, I did oftentimes go out and buy them a lot of things. So like this $116, I wouldn't really worry about that. My mom could certainly I'll just eat the cost. I don't really care. But I mean, there was like, you know, 4, 5, $600 worth of stuff sometimes that I could not eat that cost every month. So anyway, total expenses, $2,406.93. And I'm pretty excited. I was $84.51 under budget. So that's exciting. As far as my sinking funds go, I'm actually psyched because I was really able to top off a couple of I think one of my funds, and I was able to put a lot more money. And then if I spent something out of a fund, I was also able to like put the money back in the fund. So, medical fund, I actually I had it at 2000. Um, and I spent 272.67 out of it. So I put 270.24 back in it to give me 2000 to end with. Subscriptions, I paid out 190, which sometimes happens because there's some things that I pay for like the entire year, so it's way more expensive. So I put 190 in. I spent 52.89 out. Of course, this next month I spent a lot more out, but that's what happens sometimes. Nittany Lion Club, $17. That's every month. My giving fund, I donated $20 for something, I forget what, and then I bought a fundraiser hanging basket for another $25. So that's that total. Car insurance $59. I just keep putting that in every month. I pay that out twice a year. Gift fund $25. I bought another hanging basket that was $25. I bought that for my mother for Mother's Day, so that's her gift. And then I just put the money back in, so it was still topped out. I spent $90.06 in my garden. I'm not actually worried about topping this one out because I sort of save this money up through the year so that I can spend it in the spring and summer and fall on like my lawn, my anything like garden related or whatever. So I'll start refunding that once like late fall comes in and through the winter. But for right now, like I don't need that's not consistent money that's going in and out. It's pretty much saved up specifically to be used this time. Um travel. $256.71 and I spent $923.19. This is way more expensive than I thought it was going to be. Let me tell you. So yeah, it kind of took a bit of a hit to my plans originally. I did not think we were spending this much money. Pretty much the only expenditures that we did, my mother and I went out to Erie for the eclipse, and I don't regret it because it's truly one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life, like, to see totality like that, like, it was super cool. So I don't regret that bit at all. I would have liked to have spent a little bit less money. We spent a lot of money on stupid things just to entertain my niece, so I guess that happens. Oh, well. No, my mother and I split it. That's the really scary thing. Um, anyway, last is clothing, 191.98. That actually has topped my fund out. So at this point, at the end of May, it's really exciting that like all of my accounts are completely topped off, except like I said, my garden, which doesn't stay topped off. And my travel fund. And next month in May, if everything goes well, I will probably top that one off. I'll get very close if I don't. I am planning a trip in May, which might, cut into some of that money, but I've actually already paid out for the place we're staying in. So I'm really just looking at spending money. So I'm kind of hoping I can squeeze some money out of the rest of my budget without actually having to tap into that fund, or at least having enough in my regular budget to then replace what I've taken out of that fund. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, moving forward, I should, after May, have that travel fund completely funded, and then I can start just hammering that emergency fund and getting it up to $20,000. So I feel a lot better about that. Okay, that's April's budget. If you have any questions or comments about my budget or the template that I use or anything like that, leave a comment, let me know. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.